Hey everybody, welcome back. So I have actually two 4K announcements to make today. One of them is that there's going to be a new release of Total Recall in 4K. This is one I'm excited about for a multitude of reasons. One, I'm just a big fan of Total Recall, and also two, it's a film that I think can look pretty amazing in 4K. Now there are some optical effects that were the way they were done at the time in a lab, so you know some of the effect shots are going to look a little grainy and maybe a slight washed out, but overall I think the film will look amazing because of the color palette of the film and the film stock that was used. It should look really nice. And this new transfer was supervised by director Paul Verhoeven, and it is going to be Dolby Vision, HDR, and it is also going to have a new Dolby Atmos track, which is exciting because that one has also always had like a really great soundtrack. Not just the music, but also, you know, like the sound mixing. Now there are going to be two releases, so this is where things are going to get a little interesting. So here in the US, Lionsgate is putting it out, and then in the UK, Studio Canal is putting it out. Now it's the same transfer and everything, but it's just two different releases, obviously two different regions. Now the Lionsgate one looks like it's basically porting over all of the extras from the previous release that'll be on an included Blu-ray, whereas the Studio Canal release is actually going to have a little bit more of a box release. I think it's kind of similar to what they did with the John Carpenter releases, although there will also be a steelbook release of it as well. Now the box set, it'll probably come with a Blu-ray, and that could most likely with a region be locked, so just a heads up on that if you're interested in that. But it will come with a couple extra things, most notably a 2 CD soundtrack of the score, the amazing Jerry Goldsmith score, a 48-page booklet, and 6 art cards plus a double-sided poster. So depending on how big of a fan you are of the film, that's obviously very tempting. That's kind of the one I'm leaning towards, but you know, I'll kind of see as things get closer. But again, one I'm very excited about, and that is coming out on December 8th. So we still got a few months to go. Speaking of those John Carpenter releases, we actually got some news from Shout Factory that they are actually prepping a 4K release of John Carpenter's They Live. Now, details have not been released yet, let alone, you know, there's no street date yet or anything. Guessing is that it is basically going to be the Studio Canal 4K transfer that was released previously already in the UK. It'll just obviously be done through Shout Factory here and probably basically include all the extras that they included on their release. But I'll definitely keep an eye out on details coming on that. So now the interesting thing is whether or not they may also do Prince of Darkness. Now the interesting thing is in the UK, Studio Canal released They Live, Prince of Darkness, The Fog, and Escape from New York. Now here in the US, Prince of Darkness and They Live are released through Universal, whereas The Fog and Escape from New York, I believe, are both currently owned by MGM. Now that could change, I don't know, so just as a heads up on that, that there basically could be a 4K release of Prince of Darkness coming from Shout Factory. Now unfortunately, as far as The Fog and Escape from New York goes, not sure yet. And out of those, The Fog would probably, I'd be more interested in because the Studio Canal release of The Fog had some compression issues. So, you know, if we get a new and hopefully better compression on The Fog, that would be pretty good. And then obviously that joins the news that I did previously of, you know, eventually getting a 4K release of The Thing. Now that one I think is actually going to come from Universal and not from Shout Factory. But we'll see. We'll see. Definitely some exciting 4K news. So that's it. Just wanted to share the quick news on these two releases. So definitely let me know your thoughts, and I will see you on the next one.